Today I have got a fantastic recipe for you. We're going to be upping your Sloppy Joe game. I am Chef Johnny, the ultimate beef-loving Texan, and we're making a fantastic Sloppy Joe today with a little bit of a twist. So stick around and see how I do it. We're going to get these Sloppy Joes started. I have my pan heating up, and a little tip for you is if you want to have a little better non-stick, heat your pan, then add your oil and heat it. Then add whatever you're cooking. That's going to help with your non-sticking. Come in here close. Let me show you how I get these ready to go and how we make these tremendous Sloppy Joes. We're going to add some olive oil to it, just enough to coat the bottom of your pan. And our pan, again, is already nice and hot. Let that oil heat up, and then we're going to get in our onions. We're going to cook them about halfway. We've got, maybe a cup of onion here. Turn that heat down, doesn't need to be that hot anymore. You do not want to add your garlic in right at first. It will burn, so therefore cook your onions, get them going about halfway. Then we're going to toss in our garlic and just take it till it's nice and fragrant. After that, we'll add our ginger. And the twist we're going to do, you might be figuring that out since I'm adding gingers. I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of garlic, just minced up real well. And on top of that, I'm going to come in with about 2 tablespoons of fresh ground ginger. And when these get to be really, really fragrant, that's when I'm going to get them off. Now I'm going to get my onion, garlic, and ginger out so I can add my hamburger meat. It is now time to add our ground beef. I'm going to come in with 2 pounds. And another little non-stick, right, is onion. Onion really helps you. By cooking your onions first, it helps with that non-stick in that pan also. I'm going to chop this up, and I want to take it and I want to get that bottom browned a little, just get a little crisp to it. All right, if we would have left in the onions, you can do that and put this right on top of them. But the liquid they're yielding stops you from getting as good of a brown on your hamburger meat. So I took them out. And I'm going to go ahead and start browning this, and we'll bring in the onions and garlic and ginger again in a minute. But let's start getting this browned up. This meat's starting to brown pretty good, so I'm going to make the first flip. The longer you can leave it, the better it's going to be to get texture into your beef. Keep chopping it up. I'm going to come in with some pepper, and really it's just kind of to taste. And be careful with your salt because this is going to have soy sauce in it, which is salty, correct? So do not over salt it. Best to wait to the end to get all your salt in. Once this gets nice and brown, if I need to, I'll drain it a little bit. But it was an 80-20 ground chuck, so I don't think I'm going to have to drain it much. I really like to use ground chuck. I think you get a good fat to lean ratio in it. And also that ground chuck just carries a whole lot of great flavor. See if we can come in here and flip this again. Make sure our ground beef is cooked all the way through. Before I add my liquid ingredients, I want it to be cooked all the way through. Ground meat's looking good. I'm gonna bring the heat down a little bit. Reintroduce my onions and my garlic and my ginger. Now for our liquid ingredients. I have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And that liquid, if you have some fond on the bottom or some things stuck, your liquid's going to help to bring that up and kind of deglaze it. We're not going to pull all the meat out to do that, but you can see we have some liquid down in there, so that will help any deglazing we need maybe. Pull a little extra flavor off the bottom of that pan. Then I'm going to come in with a 1/2 cup of hoisin sauce. Three-fourths of a cup of ketchup. Some Thai red chili sauce. And folks, this is not an official Asian dish. This is an Asian style Sloppy Joe. So we're adding some of those Asian flavors to it. See if we can stir that in. And at this point in time, if you don't think you have enough sauce, you can always add in a little bit more ketchup to increase your sauce on here. Last ingredient going in is my brown sugar, about a 1/4 cup. And this recipe will be down below, a link to, and you can go over to beeflovingtexans.com, website of the Texas Beef Council, and get this entire recipe. It'll be printed out there for you so you can see all the ingredients and their amounts. And I tell you, the Beef Council has all kinds of great information there, all kinds of dishes. If you want to add beef to your menu, there's ideas over at beeflovingtexans.com. I'm going to come in with a little bit more of my black pepper. I am not going to add any salt at this time. We're going to wait till the very end for that. Move this out of the way. I'm going to bring in my cabbage slaw and show you how I make that. I've got my carrots and my cabbage ready to go. They're already shredded. I'm going to come in with my ingredients for my sauce for my slaw. But 3 tablespoons of mayo, and those are healthy tablespoons of mayo. I have got the juice and the zest of 1 lime. And let me tell you guys, that is really going to add a brightness to this slaw. And 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Little bit of black pepper. Little bit of kosher salt. And let's just stir that up really well. Get it all whisked together. Cabbage and carrots. If you wanted to add purple cabbage to this, you could. It would add a ton of color, really help with that visual pop. But I'm going to kind of come in on top with my mayo and my lime and my zest. If you wanted to do this earlier and not have to do it right when you were cooking your meat, it would be a great way to do that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my tongs and toss this in it. I do not want this real watery. Don't want a whole lot of sauce out of this. Let's get it back in the refrigerator and let it stay cold. And we'll see if that meat is simmered long enough and see if we can start making some sloppy joes on our toasted buns. It is time to start getting these sloppy joes together. I've got my bun toasted. Always toast your bun. One, it helps seal it, keeps it from getting too soggy, but also it adds some texture and just another dimension of flavor. So I'm always gonna toast my buns, and we're gonna come in with some of this sloppy joe mixture on here. And I think the key word to sloppy joes is sloppy, right? Let's get that. We have enough to do quite a bit on each bun. It's 2 pounds of hamburger meat. There's that right there. Let me get my coleslaw, little slaw right up on top. That is a good looking sloppy joe. A lid on it. Well, there you have it, a fantastic sloppy joe. A little bit different than you're used to, but now at least you're not serving the same old every single time. We have a wonderful Asian twist on a classic for your family. So I hope you enjoy it. Tell your friends and family about it. Get them over to beeflovingtexans.com and let them check out this recipe and all the other recipes there at beeflovingtexans.com. But now it's time to taste this wonderful sloppy joe. So we're going to give it a taste. Remember, keyword to sloppy joes, sloppy, right? So we're going to see if we can give this a try. That is a fantastic Asian style sloppy joe, let me tell you. The ginger, the garlic, the lime, and the lime zest in that slaw, all are coming through on this. So I think this is going to be one of your family favorites. But hey, head over to the Beef Council. Tell them Chef Johnny, the ultimate beef-loving Texan, sent you there. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see y'all down the road. So long, everybody.